I'm going to show you how to play the game of online business and win big. And I'm talking big numbers, all right? And this is not like a 30-day transformation challenge. I'm going to take you through the stages you have to go through. And I don't know if you've realized, but there are stages you need to go through. You can't just jump to, let's say, software instantly, all right? You need to acquire skill sets. And the number one thing, well, just to start it off with, is you need some form of a skill, okay? This is obviously self-explanatory, but I need to start off with this. It can be any skill. It can be copywriting. It can be, creating reels and TikToks for clients. It can be paid ads. There's so many services like lead generation. You can just do your own research on YouTube. There's not going to be a video on, the different skills you're going to acquire. But, this doesn't take that long, all right? This takes 20 hours, all right? So 2 days of 10-hour days learning one specific skill, and you are proficient enough to sell that service, all right? So you need some kind of value to offer to the marketplace, because that's ultimately how money is made, is when value is exchanged. And, you have obviously your value through the skill you've acquired, and then people will give you money back in the form of money. So that's essentially how it works, all right? So just do some research on what skill you want to acquire. It doesn't take that long. And also, people think they need to be better than the client they're offering the service to. Not necessarily. Because rich people, they value their time more than money. So they would rather give you money so that you can use your time and energy to do it for them. Okay? I can do all the stuff, like I can do all the editing of our podcast. I can do the editing of my reels and my content and stuff like that. The YouTube videos I don't edit, but I might, hire an editor as well. I can do this on my own, but why would I? If I can just give someone money and then I can just focus on the main revenue generating activities in my business, which is sales and marketing, okay? And then just become extremely good at that, because if you spend a lot of time on something, you get pretty good, okay? So the first one is skill. So I learned the skill of editing short form content, okay? And I was pretty lucky on my journey as well, which I'll take you on the next step, which is essentially become a freelancer, okay? And this is not like a, like a Fiverr freelancer. Or you can do that. You can make pretty decent money. I just saw a guy on YouTube. He made $40,000 as a freelancer on Fiverr, just a normal guy. As I was scrolling through YouTube, looking for some ideas, I saw that. So it's definitely possible. But as I mentioned, I got pretty lucky on my journey. I started working with Iman Gadji and Alan Moore to start. And I wasn't that good, at all. At all. I was just editing my own reels and my own TikToks, or essentially the same video, just repurposed for 6 months. I wasn't that good at all. But and then obviously I got pretty good because I did it for 3 hours every single day, working with Iman. So that's essentially the stage you have to go through. So this is stage one. Obviously you need to acquire a skill. That's self-explanatory. It doesn't take that long. And then freelancer, you become a freelancer. And the third step is you start your own agency, okay? So I think this is the best play to go through. You can obviously do forex trading, you can do drop shipping, you can do e-commerce, you can do all of this stuff, I know. I might be biased as well because I started my own agency, but the thing is, you learn so many skills when you start an agency. You learn persuasion, right? You learn appointment booking. I'm just going to say appointment booking. And then you can learn sales as well. You learn, marketing for your own business, right? You learn lead sourcing, which is important if you want to reach out to people. You learn so many skills, all right, which you can then translate into the next stage of your business, all right? Let's just make this a bit better. Cool. So you learn persuasion, which is the number one skill set you need to have with any business. And you can even ask ChatGPT, what's the one skill, or what's the one trait I need? Well, this is probably a skill or trait to accomplish any form of success in any field. It can be, you can use persuasion in your health. You can persuade yourself to go to the gym, motivate yourself to go to the gym, discipline yourself, think of the rewards, don't necessarily think of the discipline that's needed to go to the gym. You can persuade yourself, all right? And you learn the skill obviously through sales. Sales is crucial. You're always selling. Life is sales. You're selling your friends on an idea of going to a certain restaurant, that's sales. It goes deep, okay? And you learn appointment booking, how to actually go from attention to a booked appointment. That conversion process is pretty important. You learn marketing, which is used in every single business. And people think that, agency will be saturated or SMA is saturated, that's the furthest thing from the truth. Because there, last year, 430,000 new businesses is registered in the US alone every single month. Every month. Last year, 5.5 million new businesses was registered in the US. 5.5 million, and every single one of them need marketing. That's the lifeblood of any business. If you don't have marketing, especially in the earlier stages, like $0 to $100,000 a month, like that's all marketing. It's all marketing, okay? Because people don't know you exist, people don't know you have a solution. And lead sourcing, pretty basic skill, but you can translate then this skills you've learned into any other business, okay? So this is the stages you have to go through. First off, acquire the skill. Then you become a freelancer, just doing odd jobs here and there. And the best way to do that is just to reach out to people, all right? So just DM people, email people, cold call people, tell them you have some form of a service that you would like to offer. And from the start, don't do it free. Like, I see a lot of people say, oh, offer your services for free. Like, you just don't have any self-respect. Like, just charge money, all right? Trust me. You are literally using your time and energy throughout the day doing a service for a client, and they're not paying you. Even if you don't have the skill set yet, like, you will be good in 2 days. Like, you will be 80% there in 2 days, like 20 hours essentially. So you can then charge money. So just charge money from the start. I charged my first client $2,500 for my agency, okay? For freelancing, obviously they put the price tag on me. I made around $1,500 to $3,000 a month, okay? So yeah, that's essentially that. I can actually write it up here. So $1,500 to $3,000 a month. And this was actually when I felt my absolute richest, is making this type of money, especially in like a third world country like South Africa. Like, you're an absolute baller, especially at like 20, 21 years old. So yeah, then agency, obviously that's when you go from, let's say around 10K, like $10,000 a month, to roughly, let's say $50,000 a month. Okay. It's pretty difficult to scale an agency past that, right? $50,000 a month, that's around $500,000, or let's just say like 40, around there. So $500,000 a year. It's pretty difficult to scale it past that. Just with the agency business model, churn, clients who churn. Obviously, it's definitely possible, but the increased effort, it's like it's very marginal. You get, when you put like so much effort in, you get like this much back. You don't have any leverage really, because there's so many competitors. But you can have you can make decent money, like obviously $10,000 to $50,000. This is per month, by the way. So let me just add that. So you can make this type of money with an agency, and you can obviously live your life of freedom. You can do anything you want. From there, like, you can stay at that stage as well. But like, obviously, if you're focused on growth, you don't necessarily want that. So let's do the next one, which is, let me just see if I can move this. Agency, and then you go over to consulting, okay? So this is obviously the timeline I'm following as well. And there's this book that's called Barista to Billionaire. It's Andro Wilkinson who wrote it, and he started an agency as well, and he's a billionaire right now. So, agency is an amazing business model because you learn so many skills which you can then translate, right, into other businesses like consulting. Why can't I change this? What's happening? Let me just delete this. Okay, cool. So consulting. So this is essentially teaching, education, all right, and just helping people. This can be either, you can do all kinds of services. You can do done for you. You can do done with you, and I'll explain each one, and you can do it yourself. So consulting is extremely leveraged, and as you'll see, as you go through these stages, right, you get more leverage as well. So you are more leveraged. And there's this quote from Archimedes. It says, give me a lever and a fulcrum on which to stand on, and I can move the earth. Something like that, right? And that means, you'll put in less effort and get more out. That's ultimately what business really comes down to. What's like the 80-20 or really the 90-10, where 10% of my activities give 90% of my outputs, right? And, just focused all your effort on that 10%. That's ultimately where this phrase less is more comes from. It's not by working less or working any like it's still you're still working hard, but you're working hard on less stuff. Like that's why less is more, because you're being focused on less. You're still working hard. Okay, it's not that you're just not working. Although if you could choose between smart work and hard work, I would always choose smart work. All right, because if hard work was the answer, construction workers would be the richest people in the world, and that's definitely not the case. So where's the arrow? Cool. So as you see, like, is this? That's fine. Okay, so as you go through these stages, you obviously acquire leverage. You're not very leveraged when you're a freelancer. It's just your time. But when you do consulting, like your time is not necessarily, tied to your income, right? So you've got the done for you, right? Which is essentially doing the services for them. You can charge pretty high prices, and also as you advance through the stages, you increase your prices as well. So let me just add that plus. Cool. So you increase your prices. As you can see from freelance, you make this type of money. You can't really charge more because you're ultimately a commodity. You can just be replaced instantly. So if you say, "Oh no, I'm worth $5,000 a month," they're gonna say, "No, what on earth? Are you crazy? I'll just get someone for 30,000. Cheers," and then you're gone. Okay. Agency. You can make decent money, all right? And so it's pretty difficult to scale it past the $500,000 a year because obviously of the churn and doing the services for them. So this is ultimately a done for you service, okay? You can't really do agency anything else. So my light just died, but that's fine. So done for you, done with you, do it yourself. So doing the services for them, you can charge pretty high ticket for that. Done with you is ultimately, you are showing them what to do. And they ultimately have to do it themselves. Okay, so it's like a helping hand. You're like a coach, and then do it yourself. It's like a course. Okay, essentially. And there's nothing wrong with courses. I don't know why people think that. Like online education, literally saved my life. It's like if it wasn't for online education, I wouldn't be here making the money I'm making, doing the things I'm doing. Like passionate about my work. Like it would not be the case. Okay, so consulting, you can make a lot of money with this. Like ultimately the sky's the limit here. So all from like, let's take it to $50,000 a month, all the way up to like $1 million a month. Really, you can even go above that. Like I know Sam Ovens at the peak of his career, he was making around $3 million a month. So that's obviously he's a peak entrepreneur. But let's just say $1 million a month, okay? And that's decent. That's more than decent, okay? You can live a great life with that. And it all depends on your goal, right? If you just want to make progress, right, then the money doesn't really matter. It's not to, when people say, "Oh, like, why do you want to make $100,000 a month? Why do you make $500,000 a month? Like, why do you want to make all this money? What are you gonna buy with that?" It's like, it's not to buy something. It's just to make progress. It's money is pretty easy to measure. Obviously, it's the main metric to track to see if you are growing in your business. Like that's ultimately what the money is for. It's not to buy stuff. That's a different paradigm. What people ask, like, what on earth can you buy with that type of money? It's like it's not to buy anything really. Okay, like I have enough money to buy anything within reason. Like I have no motivation to really make more, but it's just the act of progressing in business, and business is a pretty good vehicle to show progress, okay, and for like essentially self-improvement. So then from consulting, you can go to software. Go on, this is the exit play. And you'll see a lot of them. It's either software or there's another one which is, I think it's not merging. It's just essentially like buying businesses. Or you can also do like partnerships, okay, where you have essentially equity. Cool. So these are essentially the pathways you can go down. Yeah, so obviously software, and it's not the same like from software to buying businesses. It's essentially like you don't go from software to buying businesses. It's just another avenue you can go down. So I should actually remove that and just go to cool. Well, that's definitely wrong. I'm actually having a lot of fun with this. So hopefully you enjoy it as well. Partnerships. Cool. So this is essentially what Alex Emoji is doing at the moment. He's making around 10 to 20 million dollars a month, and then buying businesses. I know Ty Lopez is big on that as well. And software, you can then obviously exit for like 100 millions. Okay. And then you can live on your yacht and be happy. So this is essentially like the play you can go down. So from consulting, you can even stay here, which is probably something I'll do. I don't know if I will go into the software world. I will probably from consulting, right? I'm already thinking about consulting to the next stage. That's just how entrepreneurs are. Like they just thinking about the future essentially. I'll probably got partnerships and buying businesses. I'll probably do that. And these are essentially the same thing, buying businesses and partnerships. You can have equity in partnerships, and buying businesses, you can just buy the entire business, really. Yeah. Anyway, so then software, you can obviously use that. And the reason you can exit so much is because there's monthly recurring revenue. That's also why our school community is so good, because it's monthly recurring revenue. So it's very difficult to sell online education, but you can definitely do it because it's tied to our brand, okay? But it's definitely possible, and you can sell it for quite a lot, especially if it's MRR every single month. See how the links for that's down below. It's our free school community, helping you start and grow your own social media marketing agency. It's like, if you combine Quentin's health modules as well, it's close to 20 hours of free content. Absolutely free. So on my side, it's around 10 hours of free content, helping you start and scale your own social media marketing agency to $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Okay, so if you want that, it's free down below. So that's essentially what we're doing right here, and our goal with that is around $150,000 a month at the moment. So that's our goal, and then I'm not going to do the software. There's only 2 businesses you can really start in this whole AI space. Okay. So with AI coming in, like it's obviously going to disrupt a lot of industries, and there's only 2 businesses you can really start. Number one is like we're doing with the consulting. Okay, it's essentially like a community or personal branding. Like that's all you really can do with AI. Okay, because that's you can either build an AI business or you can build an AI-proof business. So I'm not going to go down the AI route like that. Those are scary territory. Okay, I'm not too proficient at that. I can obviously learn a skill, but it's just not something I want to do. And then you can obviously build an AI proof business, which is personal branding and community. Okay, because that's something AI will never replace. You can't replace community with AI. It's just not going to work. So we are focused on that with our community. All right. Or you can obviously build an AI company, which is focused on like AI automations, stuff like that. AI integrations, AI softwares in companies, that kind of thing. Okay. So yeah, obviously with the consulting, it's pretty. You need a personal brand, 100%. Like this is the number one skill set or number one thing you should use and focus on is personal branding with consulting, because that's ultimately how you're going to stand out. No one can beat you at being you. Like there's no competition, if you're being authentic, because there's only one of you. Okay. And that's ultimately why people are going to buy from you. It's not because you offer the specific service. It might be, but it's because it's you. Okay, and people like learning from other people, especially with AI and the stuff where everything is automated and like robotic. It's like people are longing for that personal connection, and you do that through personal branding. So yeah, and with an agency, you can't necessarily, you can obviously, connect your personal brand to an agency, but yeah, it's a pretty difficult one to do that because agency is like a separate thing. So anyway. And obviously consulting is a bit more mass market, The type of people who consume your content on YouTube aren't necessarily going to be the people who's going to buy from your agency services. That's just not going to be the case. All right, there's much easier ways to do that, which I recommend is paid ads and cold traffic. So, through email and DMs and cold calling. Like that's all you really can do when it comes to an agency. It's pretty difficult to actually build like a personal brand around an agency business model. Okay, that's ultimately why consulting is also so good when it comes to personal branding, because personal branding is the ultimate form of leverage. It's crazy. It's actually unreal. Organic marketing, like your profit margins are through the roof because you don't have to spend money on ads. Or you can obviously, but with personal branding, it's just much higher, the profit margins. And then from there, you can obviously do this if you so would like. So that's essentially the stages you have to go through. Like, a lot of people that want to hop into consulting instantly, but they haven't even built any form of skill set whatsoever. Like, you can't do that. Like, the reason people buy consulting is because the person has already achieved results in a specific field, or they are currently helping people, get results. And to help people get results, you need to be pretty good at the thing. And that's obviously why you need to go through these stages. And so from skill to freelancer, that's probably around a year. Okay, so let me write that down, 1 year. And then from freelancer to agency, that's probably another year. Why can't I copy that? Okay, so you're looking at least, from making, from no money, from just starting out to an agency and making this type of money, you're looking at least 24 to 36 months. Okay, so 2 to 3 years. And when you hear that, people are instantly like, oh, I thought it was going to be quicker. But like, you can literally make 10 times the salary of a doctor who needs to learn 10 to 14 years on the job. You can make that type of money in 3 years and you're still complaining. So I don't know what you're doing. All right. And then from agency to consulting, that's probably another year or two. Okay. So 4 years, you can make this type of money, like for real. I would say like 4 to 7 years, you can make this type of money. Okay. So that's crazy. Especially with the traditional jobs, that's not possible because there's a cap on your income. And then from there, obviously with AI, you can only build an AI company or an AI-proof company, which is personal branding and community. Okay, let me just add that as well. So community is crucial. That's ultimately why Alex and Sam Evans is going all in on school, because they see the power of community and an AI-proof business with the rise of AI and ChatGPT. And then from there, you can obviously do the software thing like Iman Gadget is doing. He's not selling any courses anymore, which is essentially consulting, do-it-yourself consulting with Educate. He's not selling that anymore. He's just doing Flowzy, which is his software. And then he's going to, ramp that up and exit it for hundreds of millions, maybe even $1 billion. Okay. And he's doing partnerships as well with his Gadget. You just need to follow what they're doing. Okay. Don't necessarily do what they say. Well, Iman is very open to it. He says, don't do what I'm doing. Do what I did like a couple of years ago. He first learned the skill of, let's say, he had a creative agency called IG Media, and then he did paid ads. He ran that to $100,000 a month, around there. And then he did the consulting, Educate, Agency Navigator, made like $100,000, $200,000 a month. And then he scaled his personal brand, right? He's at like 5 million subs right now. And then he obviously scaled his info product with that, and made millions and tens of millions of dollars online through that. So the biggest leverage point was the personal branding, 100%. And even he says that on his YouTube videos. He's like, the one thing you need to focus on if you want to make loads of money is personal branding. Like the number one thing. It's not even learning a skill. It's not anything like that. It's personal branding. And obviously, to build a personal brand, you need some skills to back it up with. Like, people aren't going to follow you just because. Although you can also document your journey, okay? But that's ultimately how he scaled to millions of dollars a month with his consulting, which is essentially his agency navigator. From there, he went into software and his Gadget and his e-commerce stuff, partnerships, and then he's going to exit and chill on a yacht, okay? That's ultimately the play. Then from there, you can do what you want with your life. Obviously, you enjoy your life throughout the journeys. You don't want to be like at the freelance stage and wishing you had the software making that money. You need to enjoy every step of the way, okay? And I think to do that, you need to have this belief that you will achieve all the goals you set out to achieve. You won't fail. Because, how are you going to enjoy this journey if you know you're going to fail? You're just waiting for failure. So you need to deep down believe that you will achieve all your goals. You will be successful in everything you do. Because how else are you going to enjoy your journey if you know failure is waiting for you? So a lot of this stuff also comes down to, mindset. People don't like to hear that, but you need to make money in here first before you can make money in physical reality. So anyway, that's not a topic for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Just remember, this stuff takes time. Okay, you can't just jump to any stage. So, and obviously with the stages comes more leverage, and then also your price increase or the price wouldn't have to increase. Like let's say you have a course for $500, but you have more leverage, okay, when it comes to your personal brand, which you can then sell millions of. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this one. Let me know which stage you are at currently and what stage you want to get to. And then in the comments, I read every comment. So, and also all the links down below. You can join our newsletter as well, where we send 1 to 2 valuable newsletters every single week, and you get 2 free guides. My 6-figure philosophy, so everything you need to know to get to 6 figures, all for free, and also the entrepreneur's guide to holistic mastery, so everything from the health foundation. And that's crucial. If that's also why I was able to achieve success so quickly, it's because I was extremely healthy. My foundation was set, so I could just build on top of that. So yeah, that's all down below, and all the other links like my Instagram and stuff. Anyway, see you on the next one. Bye bye.